was Ollie. A good coach. Yeah,
Great. So, firstly, how's your day been today? How's the junket going?
Great.
Good, yeah,
Lots
really
of
good.
chocolate.
Lots of coffee,
And coffee.
chocolate. Yeah. I kind of like, was sat in another room looking out at Sydney Harbour thinking there are worse ways to spend my time. Yeah.
Okay, so firstly, I just want to say the movie was amazing.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank
Honestly,
you.
I'm a huge Marvel fan, and absolutely, it was just brilliant. I loved it.
Bless you for saying that.
The costumes. What is it like wearing those costumes? Like, are they hard to wear? Like, basically, or do they help you get in character? So?
Yeah, they definitely
Yes,
help
on
us.
both counts.
Yes. So, it's a 50-50. There were good and bad aspects to it. But really, I think after a while, I mean, at first Ken had built us leaning boards because none of us could sit or anything in them. And then, after a while, we were sitting on the ground. I mean, it was just like we had broken them in so well that, and they're so stunning. I mean, Alexandra Byrne did such an amazing job. She's our costume designer, and just incredible. The materials, the fabrics, the mine had Swarovski lavender crystals on it. I mean, it was just, it does make you feel elegant.
Yeah.
I do carry myself, I probably grow about 3 inches as I put them on.
Well.
Thank you very much.
go.
You look very sinister.
Just looking in there and you go, okay, I'm like you, I'm
Yeah.
Sif.
Yes.
It
does,
does
yeah.
stuff for you. It is, my costume took an hour to get on every morning. So and it comes on in different pieces. So it's literally like you're putting on the character. The trousers, and then it's like a vest situation, and then a breastplate and back plate and shoulder plates, arm plates, gloves, and then what I used to call the steel balaclava, my horned helmet, which. I look in the mirror before going out there, and you think, I mean business on this thing. And in a funny way, my brain used to turn to scrambled eggs in there. Like it was so hot under the lights.
Yeah.
But for most of the film, Loki's brain is turning to scrambled eggs too, so it was fine.
Well, you couldn't really hear anything, so we'd like walk behind him and be teasing him, and he couldn't hear anything. No, I'm kidding, we didn't. But
No, they did. It's fine.
it looked so cool though. Every time he put it on, we were like, okay.
No, it's
he's bigger because the horns
Yeah.
are up, and it's intimidating.
So for those who don't know, can you just explain your characters? Just a little.
Want to go first?
Sure. So Loki is the younger brother of Thor. Thor is the god of thunder. Loki is the god of mischief. So he's the puppet master behind the curtain, pulling the strings in the universe. And he's fiercely intelligent and a master of magic and a strategist. And but he's also got a degree of damage. He's got a feels lost and confused as to his identity within the royal family of Asgard, which is where the gods live, and that's it really. Yeah, god of mischief with a little bit of pain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well put. My character is Lady Sif, and she is the goddess of war, apparently.
Check it.
Yes.
Right
and,
here, right now.
And she's, I like to think of her as like Thor's right-hand man. Of course, she's a woman. But she definitely,
Really?
You know what, shut up. I'm going to hurt you. You know I will. But she definitely, her main duty is to protect Asgard and to protect the future king. And, she does it well. And she's pretty fierce. Fierce shield maiden. I had a lot of fun with all my weapons.
Yeah, you did some great action scenes. What preparations do you like? Did you have to learn fighting?
I did, yeah. I pretty much just beat him up every single day, and I got better and better each day. And I thought, God, I'm ready to go to camera. No, we actually trained. All of us trained together for a few months before we started shooting, and trained with all of our different weapons and. Lots of weightlifting, yoga, some sort of weird martial art thing that we did, martial arts, and it was great. Yeah.
And coming from TV and theatre backgrounds, and obviously independent films, what's it like to walk onto the blockbuster sets? You probably get your own chair this time.
Yeah, right. I know. It's thrilling. That's the best way to. I used to get adrenaline rushes every time I got to work, and.
Yeah. The sets are just beyond your imagination, and Bo Welch, the production designer, built most of those Asgard interiors. So the throne room, the healing room, Odin's bedchamber, Heimdall's observatory was an extraordinary piece of just piece of architecture, and that's when it really hits home the kind of the size of film that you're in a way.
Yeah.
But Ken's so good at kind of boiling all the elements down to their purest and simplest form. So it would be very easy to get lost and kind of overawed by the scale of it. But actually, as soon as the cameras are turning over, you're into the human story and the emotions and the simplicity of it, really.
Mm.
Just to the there's a lot of CGI, obviously, but there's some big CGI scenes like with the frost giants, frost giants, or anything on the Rainbow Bridge.
Yeah.
As actors, like, what is actually going? Can you speak us through one of those scenes? Like, is it green screen? Do you have to look at a little tennis ball which says this is your frost giant?
Yes,
maybe.
Again, and yes.
Is it hard to do?
Well, we actually had frost giants. We had these, and I don't know how they found this many guys that were above 6'8". But they did, and they put them in head-to-toe prosthetics. So we actually were fighting real people most of the time. And then some of it was CGI. So it was kind of 50-50, but it was interesting. We were forced to use our imaginations a lot.
And it's the sequence, for example, at the end between me and Chris, well, Thor and Loki on the Rainbow Bridge, that was actually so complicated that quite a lot of the time I was doing it on my own, and then I'd do 3 hours and then high five, and he'd come in and do 3 hours on his own because of the where Ken needed the camera to be to position almost the dynamism and vitality of the shot. It would mean Chris had to be hanging off the ceiling in an impossible position. So I was often acting at a coloured piece of tape next to the lens on the camera, which is
can make you go cross-eyed, really.
He's working with, obviously, it's amazing talent. Obviously, like Anthony Hopkins, Kenneth Branagh. Like, what did you bring? What did you learn from this?
Oh, actually, I think what I took from it was no matter how successful you become or how many opportunities you're given, to always remain grateful and humble, because both of those men are, and it was. I don't know. I can't really put into words the feeling I got when I would see them on a daily basis. We, however, geeked out completely when Anthony came into rehearsal. Tom had to actually tell me to chill out because my face got really red, and I was like, oh my God. And he's like, okay, it's okay. But yeah, I was very excited.
Yeah, it would be.
The thing that distinguishes both of them is their absolutely, it's sort of undimmed passion for acting and for storytelling. They just love it. And they love it for the right reasons. They love it because they love the connection that it gives them to some sort of basic humanity, and they loved working with each other, and seeing them both kind of excited about working with each other was really inspiring to know that you can work in this career, in this business for as long as Anthony Hopkins has, and still be excited about turning up on set and yeah.
And so, why do you think superhero films have gone? Why do you think this is the golden age of superhero films?
I think one reason is that we have the kind of technology to fully realize these worlds, and that people like Stan Lee and Jack Kirby essentially created the most breathtaking storyboards. And I think if we tried to do it back in the day, we'd have had to cheat and sort of and short sell it, I think.
Right.
Whereas now we have the visual effects machines to create Asgard and also I don't know, I guess it's to do with
it's hope, though. I think superheroes provide hope, and I think the world is a bit chaotic at the moment, and I think there's a real need for an escape and to have a hero. And of course, our guilty pleasure is enjoying like the villain, and really thinking, wow, but I don't know. It's every. I feel it's every little kid's dream to wear a cape and run around and play superheroes. So we're pretty much just big kids having a blast.
Yeah.
So you both signed on to the Avengers? I think you said you were.
I don't know. They don't really tell. I have no idea.
It's one of those things which is like.
We'll find out 3 hours before we're supposed to be there. I suppose. Like I have no idea. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, that's
Who knows, man.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.